So good morning, all of you. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. So on behalf of Vision 8, I would like to welcome all of you to this wonderful webinar on Agentic AI. And I'd like to introduce a few people on the call today. We have Mrs. Vinita, who is the head of training, Ms. Samira, who is the program manager for our technology programs, and Arun Kumar, who is the trainer for our technology training programs such as Python, SQL, and now Agentic AI. And he will be the person leading this webinar. And we have a few of our colleagues from Vision 8 also joined this webinar. Now, before we get started, I thought I'll just give a brief introduction about Vision 8, what we are, what we do. So Vision 8 is a non-profit organization working exclusively for the cause of people with vision impairment. And we are a 20-year-old organization, and our headquarters is in Vizag in Andhra Pradesh, but we have operations across India. And among the several programs we run, one of the most important programs are the providing skill development training for the visually challenged. And we have been doing this for the last 20 years. We started with some very basic programs such as computer training, spoken English, and so on and so forth. But over the last 20 years, we have built a portfolio of about 15 to 20 programs that we run. And we offer these programs both in online as well as offline mode. We have training centers we have 2 training centers in Vizag. We have 1 training center in Chennai, and we also run the training center in partnership with an hospital in Delhi. So we have a range of training programs that we offer. We have some basic level programs. We have more advanced level programs. We have technology training programs. And we run several job-oriented skill development programs, so on and so forth. We train close to about 1,000 people every year, through our training programs. And in our effort to, continue to bring the latest and the greatest training program to our beneficiaries, it is our attempt to actually introduce a new training program on Agentic AI. And last year, we launched a program on ChatGPT, and we got a very good reception for that. And this year, we felt that there is a need to launch a new program on Agentic AI because there's a lot of opportunities for people with vision impairment to learn as well as grow in this area. And so we have structured a very nice training program for this. And the beginning of that is this webinar. So the webinar is to provide a brief introduction about what is Agentic AI and how it can be applied, in our area of work. And followed by this will be a structured training program, a long-term training program, which will actually help you get to learn more in depth about this topic. And so I now welcome Arun and Samira to take this webinar forward. So thank you so much all once again on behalf of Vision 8 for joining this webinar, and I hope you will really like it. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Arun. So let me share my screen.
Line AI line present. Waiting for PowerPoint. Slide 1 left paren. Slide show dash slide. Participants can now see your screen.
Okay, fine. So welcome to Agentic AI webinar. So I hope everybody know like Python and ChatGPT. So as we mentioned in advertisement, so then only you can understand better this webinar part. So basically, like we are going to cover about Agentic AI, how to build a custom agents and few demos, followed by the course introduction, which is going to happen after a few months. Okay, so basically, like Agentic AI is nothing but the evaluation of generative AI, which you people use in ChatGPT or Gemini applications, right? So I will say the difference between the generative AI and the Agentic AI.
Difference between generative.
So for benefit of screen reader users, I just read the slide and then I will explain.
Difference between generative AI and Agentic AI. Bullet dash generative AI colon, outputs content left paren, text comma, images comma, code right paren, based on prompts dot. Bullet dash Agentic AI colon, goal dash driven comma, tool dash using comma, memory dash capable systems that act autonomously dot. Bullet dash.
Right. So basically like generative AI is like it will generate some textual or video or audio content. Okay. Whereas agentic AI will perform action. For example, to say an example, you take chat GPT, and if you ask to send a mail to a person, it won't do, right? It will say like, this is the mail content, go to the Gmail, you have to send this way. It will say the instruction. Whereas in agentic AI, we can customize it in such a way like, I want to write a mail and send to this abcgmail.com. It will send the mail. And also, if you go to ChatGPT and if you ask, I want to know like what are the different travel I did last year. So it doesn't know, right? Because it is a private data. ChatGPT know only the public data. So your private data, either you can upload in ChatGPT, some people might have used it, but you cannot upload many content and you cannot structureize all your personalized data, especially when it comes to an enterprise world. The data will be across many databases and many documents. No, that's all the things you cannot upload in ChatGPT. So it should be in the place where it already there. We have to integrate this AI to that document, right? So that is called RAG. So whatever we are integrating to the private data, that concept is called RAG. I will explain RAG in detail in next slide. So for now, agentic AI is like we can access the private data and we can take action, which is not happening in the generative AI application.
Slide latest LLM models.
So there are some latest LLM models available in the market now, like using that only these things are possible. So I think the models are keep on coming every month. So we can see what has happened recently in August.
Bullet OpenAI colon. Bullet GPT 5 left paren, August 7, 2025 right paren, and state of the art multimodal model with real time routing between fast and deep reasoning modes. Akhilesh Malani has bullet. Bullet Google colon. Bullet Gemini 3 left paren, August 2025 right paren, and enhanced reasoning retrieval augmented generation left paren, RAG right paren, capabilities faster response times and improved multimodal processing over Gemini 2.5. Bullet Anthropic left paren, Anthropic right paren, colon. Bullet Clot Opus 4.1 left paren, August 5, 2025 right paren, and incremental upgrade over Opus 4 with stronger coding agentic reasoning research capabilities and 74.5% sway bench verified score. Supports extended reasoning left paren, ~6 4K tokens right paren, with enhanced safety alignment.
Okay, so primarily I placed the top 3 models available in market. There are even more models, but top 3 companies are OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. So OpenAI model is named as GPT. The latest model is GPT-5, which released like last month, and Gemini's latest model is Gemini 2.5 and 3. So, and Anthropic latest model is Opus 4.1.
Dr. R. Parthiban,
I think even 4.2 came recently. So these are the latest models, and each model is capable of performing agentic AI tasks. And they provide both applications. Like if you see ChatGPT, that is the application of OpenAI, but they provide as a API also. So in this webinar, mostly we use the API part. Then only we can build a custom application. And even Gemini and Anthropic as well provide the APIs for custom
Abhishek Rod has
application.
joined the meeting. Slide how to build custom agents.
So yeah, as I said, like to build the custom agents, we have to use the API via Python, and then we have to build some UI over it. So, and then we have to give our credentials. As I said, if you want to do something with the Gmail or WhatsApp or Telegram, automatic action can be performed only if we give our credentials that need to be given. And our personalized data should be placed somewhere, and RAG need to be performed.
Bullet LangGraph and Python based flow framework to build agent workflows.
So LangGraph is the Python framework through which we can build agentic AI workflow. So as I said, this private data actions, everything can be performed easily using LangGraph framework. We have to write modular coding. So it will give options for functions we can call it and we can do.
Bullet dash MCP left paren, model context protocol right paren, and dash unified interface to connect LLMs to tools left paren, databases comma, browsers comma, U is right paren, dot.
So MCP model context protocol, which means it is a common platform to connect the tools with the LLM model. So we might have multiple tools. Tools in sense, I said this Gmail example, right? Gmail is a tool connecting to the LLM model. And then we can have WhatsApp as a tool, Telegram as a tool, database as a tool. So everything are tools. So we need common interface. So that's why we use model context protocol to integrate with the LLM. So when we say like send a mail to Gmail, so particular ID, then it will connect to the Gmail tool. So that's how MCP will be smart to understand which tool suit for this task. And if we say send a WhatsApp message, it will connect to WhatsApp tool. So MCP is a common interface. Maybe people
Venkatesh has left.
who use the REST API will know REST API is a common interface between front and backend. Likewise, slowly MCP turning into a common interface for LLM and the tools.
Bullet dash rag left paren, retrieval dash augmented generation right paren, and dash improves accuracy by retrieving and combining external knowledge with LLM outputs dot.
Okay, RAG, as I said many times, RAG is a retrieval augmented generation, which means how it works is you have a private data. Okay, for example, you take my resume. Okay, I have a resume, and if I directly go and ask ChatGPT like some details about my technical profile, it doesn't know, right? So the way to perform the RAG is I have to place my resume in a vector database. Okay, vector database provider or like POS, MongoDB, Milbus, likewise many vector database are there. So what I have to do, I have to convert the my private data into embeddings. Embeddings nothing but numbers. Okay. So all LLM models will provide that option, conversion of text to numbers. I have to save in the vector database. So I said resume, but if it is a huge data, it will be like in GBs, okay, in vector database. Then coming to the LLM, when we ask question like give me my technical profile, so all my data will be on the vector database, right? We have to fetch the paragraph related to my technical profile because we are splitting the data and storing in the vector database. For example, my name, email ID will be like one row, and then technical profile one row, education qualification, likewise multiple rows as a numbers it will be saved. So it will compare my question. For example, technical profile, it will compare which part of, for example,
Motorola
which row matches the vector database, and it will pick that row, and using that will be considered as the context. From there, it will try to answer. That LLM already does well, right? So it try to answer. So the motive for RAG is we cannot give the large corpus into LLM, right? It has a context limit. For example, 128K token or a 1 million token maximum, I think Gemini has. So more than that, we cannot give input directly every time. So that's why we have to chunk into different sections as a vector, and we have to retrieve only the relevant content. Using that content, we are
Ramesh
generating
Gurria
the
has left.
response. That's why it is called a retrieval augmented generation. Okay. That's how we will perform RAG.
Bullet dash rag left paren.
So that's how we will build our custom agentic workflow. The framework we use the LangGraph. The competitors are Autogen, PyData,
Varsha
and
Kumari has
even more frameworks are there. And the MCP RAG is a common technical term used across the framework.
slide demo 1 m dash demo 1 m dash query SQLite with natural language.
So we will see 3 demo. So the first demo is querying the information in a SQLite database using LLM. Usually, like in database, people who work with SQL know you will write a SQL query. So, for example, how many students enrolled in a course means select star from students, select count star from students, like where course equal to Agentic AI, something like that you will give. But now I'm going to do the similar thing without writing SQL query. I'm just going to write the natural language. Okay. For example, how many students enrolled in the Agentic AI, which means my natural language will be converted into SQL query using LLM, and it will perform over the database. It will retrieve the information and it will give in the form of paragraph. Okay, these things you cannot do with ChatGPT because our data in our database, and we are not showing to the LLM. Also, it is more secured, like we are not providing all data and we can custom restrictions, like only we can give read access to the LLM. We cannot give write action. Let me read the slide.
Demo 1 M-query SQLite with natural language. Bullet tech : SQLite plus MCP server plus LangChain plus Gradio plus OpenAI dot.
So multiple words, right? So SQLite is the database I use. The MCP, as I explained, I use MCP and it has only one tool, that is SQLite database. So SQLite database as a MCP server that I use Gradio for the front end UI. You might have no HTML, JavaScript, no, like which Python framework is a Gradio. With Python itself I build the UI. So that's how I build this.
Bullet flow : Bullet 1 dot. User asks a question dot.
So first user asks the question in English.
Bullet 2 dot. LLM converts to SQL dot.
LLM converts to the SQL.
Bullet 3 dot. Data fetched from SQLite dot. Ramya has joined the meeting alert.
So data will be fetched from the SQLite.
Bullet 4 dot. Results displayed in Gradio UI dot. Bullet 4 dot.
The result will be displayed in the Gradio user interface. So let me show the demo. So I already have the code. Maybe a quick walkthrough I will I just give a glance of the Python code. Maybe people who know Python can understand it, how simple it is. But still, the technology needs to be learned to understand better. But at the basic high level structure, you can understand if you know Python.
Agentic line. Screen share. PowerPoint. Webinar row. Web. Dot. 8a. App.py 5 of 15. App.py. Import OS.
So I'm just importing the simpler packages.
Line 2 import Asyncio.
So I think CO for asynchronous input output.
Line 3 import Gradio SGR.
Gradio, as I said, is for front end.
Line 4 from Dodenv import load line Dodenv.
So load .env is to load the API key. So API key usually we don't place on the code. So I placed on the .env so that it will pick the key from there. So I also use the Grok API key. Grok is like a LLM model provider. If you use their API key, the model will be fetched from there. So LLM3 model I have used.
Line 5 blank. Line 6 from MCP line use import MCP client, MCP agent. Line 7 from LangChain line Grok import chat Grok number changed from LangChain line OpenAI import chat OpenAI. Line 8 blank. Line 9 number load.e.
So I just imported OpenAI, but I didn't use OpenAI. I used Grok model, which is completely free. If you want, we can use OpenAI, which involves some cost, and performance will be even better.
Line 10 load line Doden left paren, right paren. Line 11 blank.
I just give a high level glance.
Line 12 number MCP config.
So MCP config, we have to give like what are the tools. As a JSON, we will give.
Line 13.
JSON is similar to the Python dictionary.
Line 14 4 space quote MCP servers quote colon. Line 15 8 space quote SQLite quote colon. Left brace.
So the only tool is there, so SQLite is the key.
Line 16 12 space quote command quote colon. Quote npx quote comma.
So using one command, we are starting the server from the program. So this is the command so that we are giving in the form of key value.
Line 17 quote args quote colon, left bracket. Line 18 16 space quote dash y quote comma. Line 19 quote at execute automation slash database dash server quote comma.
So the provider is at execute automation. So we are using the external MCP server from other people as a server. So we are not building MCP server ourselves, but if we want our tools need to be inside one MCP server, we can create MCP server ourselves. So in this program, we are connecting the external MCP server through MCP client.
Line 20 quote d colon backslash backslash LLM backslash backslash test.db quote.
So test.db is the database which I have the tables. Like currently I placed one student enrollment table of Vision 8. So with that table only we are going to query.
Line 21 12 space right bracket. Line 22 8 space right brace. Line 23 4 space right brace. Line 24 no indent right brace. Line 25 blank. Line 26 number load agent once.
So agent we have to create, right? Agent should have what? As I said, LLM model and MCP server and model API key. And if any RAG we are integrating, that also we have to specify.
Line 27 agent equals none. Line 28 def setup line agent left paren, right paren. Line 29 4 space global agent. Line 30 if agent is none colon. Line 31 8 space client equals MCP client dot from line dict left paren, MCP line config right paren.
So MCP, we are loading that JSON part so that it will start the MCP server.
Line 32 number changed from chat OpenAI to chat Grok. Line 33 number choose a Grok model. Line 34 number tick llama 3.1-8b instant tick is faster for simpler tasks.
So llama 3.1 model I'm using, which is 8 billion parameter. We can even load this model using our system. But yeah, for simplicity, we can use Grok. But possibly 8 billion parameter can be loaded with the 8 GB RAM in it.
Line 35 number ensure GROQ line API line key is set in your .env file or environment variables.
So I have placed in the .env the Grok API key, which is free. You can get from Grok website.
Line 36 LLM equals chat Grok left paren. Line 37 12 space model line name equals quote llama dash 3 point. Line 38 number Grok API key. Line 39 number you can explicitly pass it if needed, comma. Line 40 Grok line API. Line 41 8 space right paren. Line 42 agent K Ajali has. Line 43 no indent blank. Line 44 setup line agent left paren. Right paren. Line 45 blank. Line 46.
The agent was created from the UI. We will call the agent. So once user gives input, that text will be passed as a parameter to the agent and it will respond and we can display the UI. So grade your code is below.
Line 47 def answer line query left paren, user line input right paren, line 48 4 space tricolon, line 49 8 space if not user line input dot strip left paren, right paren, line 50 12 space return quote no, line 51 8 space user line input, Motorola, line 52 result equals asyncio dot run left paren, agent dot run left paren, user line input right paren, right paren.
Here what we are calling the agent function, we are passing the input.
Line 53 return F quote check mark button colon backslash n. Line 54 4 space accept exception.
So yeah, we add a try except for the exceptional case if it doesn't, user doesn't give input, what has to happen. So yeah, basically the code structure is here. So we will run the application.
Webinar window. Webinar window. Line p dot p y.
So in app.py, I have the program for Python app.py I'm running. So it will be running on some port. So you can check the
line
port
5
here.
Blank. Line 4 no indent d colon backslash webinar. Line 5 120 blank. Line 4 no indent d colon backslash webinar greater Python app.py. Line 3 120. Line 2 no indent left paren, C right paren. Line 9 120 space blank. Line 8 no indent star to create a public link Line 7 star running on local URL colon, http colon / 127.0.0.1 colon 7860.
7860 port it is running.
Core new tab dash t colon 7860. Localhost colon 7860 selected. Local Sridevi left paren. Localhost colon e Sridevi left paren. Search brain NL2. Out of edit click left paren. OK right paren. Edit multi-line e.
So there is a 2 edit box and a couple of buttons. First the input edit box and output result, and one is to clear, one is to submit. So first edit box I am giving like a list of students name starting with A. So I'm just want to know list of students whose name starts with A in my database.
T D E T S M E S T A R T S T T W W I T A space A. Clear button. Submit button.
So I'm just submitting.
Processing bar 1 button
So
submit.
Processing.
Processing bar 3.2s.
It will take like 4-5 seconds because it should the LLM get the SQL query and perform the SQL operation and it should retrieve.
Output.
So output came, I guess.
Edit unavailable multi-line space. No indent blank. Thought colon. The query to list students tick names starting with tick a tick from the VisionAid table is quote select. Student line name from VisionAid where student line name like tick a % tick quote dot. Action colon. Execute the query using the read line query function dot. Action input colon. Left brace quote query quote colon. Quote select student line name from VisionAid where student line name like tick a % tick quote right brace.
So it is converted into SQL query, whatever I am given. So this query will be performed over the database and the result will be retrieved. That was the expectation.
Observation colon. The result of the query is a list of student names starting with tick a tick dot. Thought colon. I now know the final answer dot. Final answer colon. The list. Angshuman Agra. Thought. Final answer colon. The list of students tick names starting with tick a tick from the VisionAid table is left bracket tick Abhishek. Ponda tick right bracket dot.
So only one name is there, so that it came. So see, this is like thinking model. You might have heard about DeepSeek, right? it will think a lot before it responds. So see how well it's thinking. It is understanding what we are saying, and then it's converting into query, and it is performing the action after the data came again.
Shiva
It
Parvati
is
has
making a good response, like and it is giving the final answer. So this is how it will work. So we build a custom agent. So anyway, like I didn't teach you step-by-step code because as this is a webinar, at high level I'm explaining you. In future courses, like we will learn in detail. Okay, let's move on to the next demo.
Webinar row 1 column 2. Webinar window. Screen sharing meeting controls window. Audio now muted. Webinar tree items view. Demo 2 and 3 Agentic AI.mp. Demo 2 3 Agentic F.
So let's see demo 2. Basically in demo 2, we are going to see to build a application using VS Code and GitHub Copilot chat. So you might
Himanshi
have
has
used
joined
the
the meeting
VS
alert.
Code, right? To create Python
Speech mode
program.
off.
Here I have added GitHub Copilot chat so that we can create program using the AI. So you might have used creating code using ChatGPT or the other websites, and you will copy paste into IDE. But that is like a very old method and a very pain method. So here within IDE we can add Copilot chat. So it will have access of editor and terminal, so you can do everything within the VS Code environment. So basically, like I have VS Code, I have added the GitHub Copilot chat extension to it, and I have just signed in with GitHub for that. So that's what I did. So it has some free credits. I am going to use that to create code and run code. Okay, so let me read the slide.
Demo 2m-VS Code GitHub Copilot agent. Bullet use GitHub Copilot to : bullet - generate a Python script via chat. Bullet - modify, debug, and run inside VS Code. Bullet - demonstrates agent - like IDE integration for developers.
Right. So basically, it is a complete agent, the Copilot chat. It will create file, write code, run code. Okay. So let me show the demo.
Screen. Agentic line AI line. Webinar row. Webinar. Address. Search. Tree. Item. Dot. Agentic line AI line prep P. Prompt. Prompt.
Yeah. For the application, I just show you the prompt which I'm going to give, which is a simple prompt I just written.
Write a Python program to create a chatbot in CLI.
So write a Python program to create a chatbot in CLI.
Line 2 program should use LangChain Grok to create chatbot.
So I'm using this LangChain Grok package to create the chatbot.
Line 3 use web search to get latest code.
So I'm using the tool web search to get the latest code. Otherwise, model will pick the a little old code.
Carriage return. Write a Python
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a chatbot like ChatGPT, but within CLI. So you can give question, it will respond. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to write code. I'm asking chatbot to create the code.
Webinar window. Line 1. DE space dot.
I'm
Cap
opening the
Visual
VS Code.
Studio Code. Document. Agent. Application. Demo.py-webinar.
So we have demo.py one file in
Use the
folder.
accessible.
Anyway, like only one py
Over.
file there. So whatever we are writing, it will be written there.
Welcome-webinar-visual.
Okay, so here I have installed GitHub Copilot chat, right? So if I press Ctrl Shift I, the agent edit box will open.
Agent. App.
So I'm just pasting the prompt here.
Use web code.
So I pasted the prompt. So let me run so that the code will be generated and written in demo.py, the chatbot code.
Chat request sent. Working ... Progress. Here is the latest recommended Python CLI chatbot using Grok, based on the official Grok Python API documentation : import OS from Grok, import Grok def main left paren, right paren, : print left paren, quote welcome to the CLI chatbot bang. Type tick exit tick to quit . Quote right paren, API line key equals os dot get on left paren, quote groq line API line key quote right paren, if not API line key : API line key equals input left paren, quote enter your Grok API key colon, quote right paren, client equals Grok left paren, API line key equals API line key right paren, system line prompt equals left brace quote role quote colon, quote system quote comma, quote content quote colon, quote you are a helpful assistant dot. Quote right brace while true colon, user line input equals input left paren, quote u colon, quote right paren, if user line input dot lower left paren, right paren, equals quote exit quote colon, print left paren, quote goodbye bang, quote right paren, break messages equals left bracket system line prompt comma, left brace quote role quote colon, quote user quote comma, quote content quote colon, user line input right brace right bracket tricolon, chat line. Completion equals client.chat.completions.create left paren, messages equals messages comma, model equals quote llama 3-8b-8192 quote right paren, print left paren, f quote bot colon, left brace chat line completion dot choices left bracket 0 right bracket dot message dot content right brace quote right paren, except exception as e colon, print left paren, f quote error colon, left brace e right brace quote right paren, if line name line equals quote line main quote colon, main left paren, right paren. This code uses the latest Grok API for chat completions and is suitable for CLI use. Let me know if you want this saved to your file or need further customization bang.
Okay, great. So it created a code and the VS Code is very much accessible. It read all the code. The code looks fine. So it asking whether it need to save. So I will ask to save in demo.py.
A-V-E space I-S-T-E-M-O dot P-Y. Chat request sent. Working ... Progress. Working ... Progress. Working ... Progress. Made changes. The latest Grok CLI chatbot code has been saved to demo.py.
So it is saved. So like I will summarize the code. It imported packages like OS and env env to get the Grok API key. Only thing I did before, like I usually use Grok API key for all application, which is like little free. So it will pick whatever I code do from the env. It will pick the API key, and in the CLI code it has written like CLI chatbot code. So it will get the input from the user, and it uses a Llama 3 model to process, and it will give back the output, and it is in a loops. Like if it's respond again, it will ask input to us. So like with chat GPT, it will do in the CLI. So that's what we have done. So let me ask it to run the program.
U-N-T-O-G-A-M. Chat request sent. Working ... Chat confirmation required colon.
So basically, like to run in terminal, it will ask confirmation. For that, you have to press the control enter.
PSD : /webinar /d : /webinar /dot/venv /scripts /python.exe demo.py. Working ... PSD : /webinar d : /webinar /dot/venv /scripts /python.exe demo.py. Welcome to the CLI chatbot bang. Type tick exit tick to quit. U : Progress. The chatbot program is running.
So it is asking our message, but in terminal we have to give ourselves. Well, I will navigate to terminal.
Terminal 11, comma.
So I just ask
W-A-T space GPT 5.
What is GPT-5?
Bot colon, GPT-5 is the latest AI model in the sequence of generative pre-trained transformers left paren, GPTs right paren, developed by the
So yeah, it responded. For a better accessibility, I will open the accessible view.
U colon.
So at the end, again, it is asking next question, right? Before that, it answered. I'm navigating from bottom to up.
Release and release date. Keep in mind, star improve, star better, star Tiley incorp, it tick s likely, e styles, star g, NLP, star g, hived remarkable, GPT-5 is Asian 48, e corpus, 3 dot, 1000, net, 2 dot, error, 1, here, rate spaces, no indent runs for, bot colon, u colon, what is GPT-5?
This is what I given, bot replied.
Bot colon, GPT-5 is the latest AI model.
It's given long paragraph. Again, it asking input from me. Like I can keep on chat. So within 2-3 minutes, we have created the chatbot ourselves using Grok API. So either you can use Grok API or you can use even local model like using Olama. But the catch is like I just read the code and I run, but everybody cannot do like this. So you have to have the knowledge of LangChain, Grok, or Python, how to use API, everything you should know. The ChatGPT or this API is to verify and fasten your code, but you cannot write code without knowing the code. So before, if you want to do something like this, you have to know all the terms and concepts. Okay, so I know, so that's why I just verified whatever it written. So maybe if you are a basic Python developer, you can use so that you can verify Python code. If you are advanced programmer like me, then you have to verify whatever concepts you know. Because once it go wrong, you should be able to debug and solve. So AI is just to verify and fasten your code. It will do, but if it is out of control, then everything will go wrong. You will waste your time, data, everything. So have it in mind. It is your assistant. Okay. So I will show a few more things like a Copilot chat. We can change the model and it has some tool capability. I have used web, right? It likewise it will have a GitHub repository as a tool. Likewise, many tools like even editing this code, accessing the terminal also is a tool, inbuilt tool.
Agent. Terminal tabs. Clickable Copilot. Clickable Copilot. Clickable Copilot. Chat input comma. Type to ask questions or type slash for agent. Out of editor edit red. Out of edit clickable toolbar menu button collapsed sub menu no indent set mode left paren.
So tool menu, like I'm in a agent mode. I mean, mode is different. Like we have agent mode, edit mode. It will do edit. It won't execute. Likewise, the multiple mode is there. So tool mode, we have.
Ask not agent checked edit files in your workspace in.
So I have checked the agent.
Edit not checked edit files in your work. Ask not checked ask Copilot 1 of 3. Toolbar. Set. Toolbar. New tools available left paren. 3
So
right
like
paren.
new tools
Button.
are available.
Select an M. Playwright comma. Pylons M. Playwright. Slight comma. Stopped. Select an MC.
We can even integrate with other MCP server tools. For example, like you can even open the browser, something like that we can do.
Select an MCP server. Demo.py dash toolbar.
So also we can select model also, like currently it is working on 4.1 model. We have some free credits. It also have model like for GPT-4o, Claude 3.5. So we can change model. Okay. That's about this Copilot chat. So let's move on to the next demo.
C colon back. Prompt, web, C, screen, press, web, C colon, PowerPoint, demo 3M dash browser automation with Claude plus Playwright.
So demo 3 is like we are going to automate a browser.
Bullet Claude desktop plus Playwright MCP server used to open a website. Bullet perform automation tasks left paren, click comma, form fill comma, etc. Right paren, bullet interact via natural language commands.
Yeah, basically like the technology behind this, I'm using the Claude desktop. Claude is a company like OpenAI, like it providing a desktop version of this AI model. So Claude desktop I have integrated the MCP server, Playwright MCP server I use. The Playwright is a automation or uh, automating testing work. Like those purposes, Playwright will be used. It is provided as a MCP server, so I have integrated with Claude desktop so that with the prompt I can do some automation, like it will automatically open in a browser and it will perform tasks based upon our chat. So we no need to open the page, click and fill form. Okay. So I will show demo for that. I will open Claude desktop first.
Agentic line AI line Cortana window. Search box edit blank C L A. Microsoft Claude. Claude.
So before that, I will show the prompt I'm going to give.
Agent screen prompt webinar wrote web name stat address search retrieve items p prompt line 6 open https://www.visionaid.org and navigate to Academy navigation link.
So I'm just going to give prompt to open like VisionAid website and navigate to the Academy link. So what it should do, it should open the browser. It should type visionaid.org. It will open the page, and then it should click the Academy in the navigation link, and again that page should open. So likewise we can automate. We can fill any form, or we can open website if you want to fill some timesheet, or if you want to do some activity regularly, it can be scheduled to open, or every time you have to give some input, and that input will be taken and it will be filled in the form at regular interval. So like with automation can be done.
Oh, open HTTP.
I just copy the prompt. So let me open the Claude.
Webinar row, Claude document. Out of main landmark clickable, write your prompt.
So I'm typing the prompt.
Claude document. Write your prompt to Claude edit multi. About blank dash chromium. Toolbar. Address and search bar edit has auto-complete control plus L selected about blank. Vision aid number 1 LOW vision support organization.
So it opened the Chromium browser and it opened the Vision 8 page. Let's see whether it is navigating to the Academy link, as we said. It should identify the Academy link. Playwright usually access via multiple way. It will take screenshot and identify by the visual link, or otherwise it will write a JavaScript code to identify the link in the code. So multiple ways it will try and it will navigate. Let's say how LLM powered Playwright will do this. We can see the log in the Claude desktop.
Clickable heading level blank. Out of clickable space, menu button space, button, no indent http:// perfect bang. I can see the Academy links dot. There tick S and quote Academy quote link that points to. Button copy.
It's saying like perfect. I can see Academy link.
Button space, button, menu button, no indent right brace. 2 space graph selector graph :
So it will return some JavaScript to identify. Let's see whether it's navigating.
Vision aid : number 1 LOW vision support organization vision no indent right brace button space button menu button no indent right brace 2 space graph selector graph : grav a left bracket href equals / http:// training.visionaid.org / right bracket.
So exactly like based upon the Academy link, it find the URL to navigate. So it find the source code.
No indent right brace button space button menu button clickable space link no indent Claude can make mistake this link click button no 2 space no indent left brace button copy to clipboard request button play right line click. So request copy to clipboard button left brace graph selector graph.
So Playwright has click functionality, so it identifies the link and it is clicking.
Button play right line click request button copy to clipboard left brace 2 space graph selector graph : no indent button space button menu button collapsed sub menu vision aid : clickable space link no indent Claude can make click menu button.
It will take time because we do write code lots of time, right? So it is trying the multiple way and it is writing code.
Button no indent right brace 2 space graph selector graph : grav a left bracket href equals / http://
So meanwhile, I will say what are the other things can be done. Like I'm just integrating with the Claude Desktop MCP server, but we can write our own applications and we can integrate MCP server as I shown in the demo one, right? So if you overall see demo one, like I just shown the UI, but demo two, I shown the code how I build it, but with the help of AI. And demo three, like I am just integrating the Claude with the Playwright and I'm automating. But still, these all things can be written customized within our environment, and we can use our credentials and data. As I said, like custom agents we can create, right? So this is the overall concept. Yeah, after this demo, I will show you like we have planned for a full-fledged agentic AI course to teach everything in detail. If you've seen in the demo, like everything at a high level, right? But just knowing these tools and code, it is difficult to learn, right? So that's why full-fledged curriculum we have created so that basic of any LLM API usage, and then how to create your workflow using LangGraph, MCP server, RAG, everything in detail with coding we have to know, because just generating anything from the AI doesn't work all the time. Because you should know the basics first, how to create these things, then to manage time and debugging, that's what you use AI model. So basics is very important, that cannot be taught in 1 hour, right? So I will explain about the course. Before that, let's see whether it ran.
No indent right brace, button space, button, but, no, 2 space grav selector grav colon, grav a left bracket, no indent left brace, button copy to clipboard, request, button play right line click, button P, button request, button left, 2, no indent right brace, button space, button, menu button, vision aid colon, number 1.
Yeah, it's even taking more time. So for time saving, I will pause here, but it will take like a few other minutes to complete this. And also it depends on the model capability. I'm just using free version. If you are using like a higher version paid model, it will do faster and it will be so quick. So let me move on to the next slide.
Claude. Heading, vision, prompt dot, webinar row 1 column, webinar window. Dot and 1 of, dot ENA. Agent. Slideshow dash slide 7 left. Agentic AI course learning topics.
Yeah, basically like Agentic AI course, as I said, let me read it.
Bullet a dot. Connecting Python with LLMS using Py left paren, programmatic interface right paren, dot.
Yeah, the initial topic is like how to connect this LLM via API. So either we will connect with Python, the LLM API. Also, we will use this Gemini coder, Claude code. So these CLI tool to connect to it, and we will do some code generation and code writing.
Bullet B dot. Build agent apps using LangGraph dot.
So LangGraph is the one of the agentic AI framework. Likewise, we have other framework like Groovy, Autogen, etc. So LangGraph is the most widely used. So I will teach LangGraph from the scratch, how to create a workflow, how to create nodes, how to integrate LLM with this, how to write edges. So there are many concepts in it. So I will teach in detail so that you can create your custom LangGraph.
Bullet C dot. Create full dash stack workflows with MCP and UI tools dot.
So MCP is like it is a model context protocol to integrate tools with the LLM. So I will teach like what is MCP, what is MCP server, what is MCP use, and how to integrate multiple tools. The tool which we used in the demos are Playwright, SQLite, Web. So these tools are all there, right? We can integrate with our LLM so that the action being performed, that is called agent.
Bullet D dot. Apply RAG for knowledge dash rich responses in agents dot.
So I will teach like RAG. RAG is like retrieval augmented generation to get our in-house knowledge, so that it will use our in-house knowledge. Like RAG, we will insert the data either from document or website into a vector database. Similarity search will be done and data will be retrieved with the help of AI.
Bullet E dot. Group project colon. Create and automate real workflows using custom agents dot.
Right. So group project is like we will help us to we will help you to create a group project. You will create multiple workflows like real-time project to automate few things with the help of this LLM models.
Slide. Thank you. And any questions? Question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session on Agentic AI. We hope you find the webinar as insightful and it is sparked with your curiosity about the future intelligent systems and the practical applications. Before we close, we would like to share a quick reminder for those who are interested to learning Agentic AI in a greater in-depth. We are offering a structured learning opportunity. You can register your name using the link provided in the chat box. We strongly encourage you to take this step if you wish to explore Agentic AI further. Gain hands-on experience and become a part of this exciting and emerging field. On behalf of our organizing team, I extend my sincere thanks to Arun Kumar, our webinar presenter, Advisory Director Vijay Francis, my colleagues, supporting staff, and of course, all our participants who made this event a success. We look forward to seeing you in your upcoming sessions. Have a wonderful day.